Hey everybody, I did a question and answer video a few days ago and just wanted to get back to it. Got some really cool questions and answers here, so let's go. Let's see. First from Astrovex, if you could turn invisible, what's the first thing you would do? Yeah, leaving aside for the moment all the testosterone induced fantasies there, I think I'd get in a car, drive a little ways north of here up to a neighbor's house, and spend an 8 hour day sitting in the Oval Office. You always see what it's like on the movies and on TV, and I'd like to spend a good 8 hour day just being a fly on the wall and listening to the dramatic music that always plays in the background for some reason, just to see what the average day is like. Is it really that dramatic, or do they spend all day sitting around telling dirty jokes or something? Next, favorite dinosaur or prehistoric animal? I would love to have a pet trilobite, just because nobody else does, and I think they really look cool. I'm not really sure how big they were, kind of think of it. I guess some were different sizes. I'm not sure how it would look trying to put him on a leash or something and walk him down the street, but if I could train him to eat dust bunnies, that would be an additional plus there. You invite 5 people to dinner with light entertainment, can be fictional or non-fictional from any period in history, who and why. Okay, right off the bat, Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence, Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, Governor of Virginia, architect, scientist, slave owner, ambassador to France, president of the United States. I would want to ask him every friggin' question possible, just because I would want to know his views on everything. Next, Jesus Christ. I've heard a lot about you over the years, and I know a lot of it's nonsense. Can you give us a little insight here? Just kind of the high points. Just give us the what's what and the major topics. And if you could give us a little idea about the Big Bang, I know some people who would get a kick out of hearing some details on that. Next, General of the Army Dwight D. Eisenhower, Commander-in-Chief of the Allied Forces on the Western Front. He was responsible for American, British, Canadian, French, other Commonwealth forces all over the place. And I want to pull him out of that moment in time on the evening of the 5th of June, right after he made the decision that the invasion of Normandy would take place the next day, just to get an idea of what the hell it was like to have that much responsibility for one of the most crucial days in human history. Next, Neanderthal Man. I read books by Gene Aul, they were kind of guesswork, really. I'd like to know, did you have speech? Did you have art, culture, spirituality? What was it like after those upstart Homo sapiens started moving into the neighborhood? You guys lived beside them for thousands of years. Was there trade? Was there warfare? Was there interbreeding? Was it consensual? Anything like that would be interesting to hear. And since I'm a history geek, I think it's fun to look back at a period in history 100 years ago, 200 years ago, take that one little snippet of history and look at the culture, the attitudes, the science, the technology of the time, how we can kind of look back and chuckle at how primitive these people were at the time, even though they thought they were the greatest things since sliced bread. To that end, I would like to get an educated person from 100 years in our future. I'd like them to give us some insight into what we must look like in the light of history and just how silly we must seem to them. Who's my favorite YouTuber? Honestly, there's too many favorites. There's just for a myriad of reasons. I mean, people come out with brilliant things all the time. And, any one day, one particular person out of nowhere can be my favorite YouTuber just for that day. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because it's a free country, I'm a free chicken, and I'll walk wherever I damn well please. Bagak!
Do you go to church? If so, which church? No, I don't. I was brought up Catholic, but I rejected organized religion a long time ago, just out of frustration and disillusionment and stuff like that. Can parrots talk while they're flying? I honestly don't know, but next time one flies by, I'll ask. Do I think I deserve 10 times as many subs as I have? Obviously, I can't answer that objectively. That's for you guys to answer. But if I say something that other people like or makes them think, I'm happy about that, honestly. I get a round trip ticket that'll allow me to go anywhere back in time in the planet's history. I like to go back to the beginning, to the original slime back there. The first tiny whatever kind of life it was, RNA based or whatever the hell it was, and just grab some gook. Of course, in this scenario, that wouldn't hurt anything, and bring back some samples of it and give it to some people who would be real fascinated to see it. And I would even take a small vial of it and deliver it to the Discovery Institute just to piss them off. Which band would describe my personality? Yeah, that's a tricky one. I don't really have a favorite band. Which would describe my personality? Probably because of the lyrics they have and the music they have and all of that. I think would be the trio of Peter, Paul, and Mary. Partly because of the types of lyrics that they had and the issues they were talking about at the time. Yes, I know those are actually Bob Dylan's lyrics, but these guys made it popular. How many marshmallows can you fit in your mouth? Well, there's a geometrical kind of complication here because marshmallows are kind of squishy, and when you get them in and you can squishy more in, and there's more going in, and the ones in there are squishing, but if you get too many in there, one's going to want to kerflunk out the back, and next thing you know, you need a Heimlich maneuver, and I don't know, and maybe I won't try that anytime soon. Do I play any musical instruments? I did from elementary school up through high school. I played clarinet and then bass clarinet, and I was mediocre at best. I just don't have the gift of music, but it gave me an appreciation for music, for the complexity that music has. Have I ever had dreadlocks? Hell no. I think they look ridiculous. What got you into making videos in the first place? I first opened a YouTube account a couple years ago and put up a couple racing related videos, and then basically didn't do anything with the account. I mean, I came to YouTube to look at music videos and stuff like that. That was the only reason I came. But one of the times I just by accident happened upon Desert File. Well, I've known Desert File over the internet for years in posting to talk.origins. And I was like, what? You mean to tell me creationists have infested YouTube as well? So I started looking around, saw the creationist stuff, saw that people had already made some really good anti-creationism stuff. So just kind of got interested in it and made one or two related things, and then now I'm just kind of whatever the hell comes to mind at the time, I do a video on it. Man, I didn't realize I was babbling on for this much. I'm going to have to split it into two parts. See you in part 2.